Good morning, class. Today is another day for another lesson. And today what we're going to do, we're going to talk about what you would do if you had $1 million. Okay, I'll give you a second to think about that. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Okay, I know many of you said you give a lot of it to Mrs. Pennix. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, let's say you had $125 million. What would you do with $125 million? You give to charity. You buy an airplane? Somebody said. I heard somebody say. What? You think about starting your own basketball team. You think about building wells in Africa? Okay, lots of great things that you thought about doing, giving to charity and so forth. Okay, today I'm going to tell you how NASA threw away $125 million. That's right. They just threw it away. They just put it in a trash can. And you might say, well, how did they do that? Well, you're going to discover that on your own. But before we do that, I'm going to first teach a little bit today. Now, I don't give notes very often, but when I give notes, that means that they're very important. So you need to watch this video as many times as you need to, but you need to make sure you understand what's going on in this video. Okay, so I want you to take out notebook and pencil. I want you to take notes as I go through this lesson. Okay, so I'm going to teach a lesson as if you were right here. I taught it this morning, and I thought that would be better if I simply videotape it, and then it would be easier for you to understand what's going on. So here we go. Okay, so how many of you know about Cornell notes? Cornell notes basically means that you put the question on one side and then the answer goes on the other side. Now you can see here I have some notes that I already wrote this morning, so I'm not going to erase them and rewrite them. I am going to go over each one. Okay, so the first piece of note, it says, what is SI? Okay, so we are talking about, when I say SI, we're talking about the International System of Measurement. The International System of Measurement. And it's called that because, it's called SI because if we had IS would be is. So we don't want to be confused with the word is, so they change it to IS, okay? So IS is the International System of Measurement, or we call it metrics, okay? Who created it? Who created it? France created it. Okay, France created it. I'll give you a minute so you can write that down. Okay, why was it created? It was created to relate mass, distance, and volume of water. H2O is an abbreviation for water, and we're going to, it's a symbol for water, not abbreviation. It's a symbol for water, and we're going to be talking about that when we get to the second part of the year. So, when you think of mass, what do you think of? What do you think of? Okay? You probably think of weight. Actually, weight and mass are not the same, but we say mass. I mean, we say weight in order so that you can understand what mass is. But weight really is dependent on gravity. So depending on where I am in the universe, that will affect my weight, but my mass doesn't change. Okay, so if I weigh 125 pounds, when I get to the moon, I'm going to weigh less. But when I get to Jupiter, I'm going to weigh a whole lot more. So depending on where I am in the atmosphere, in the universe, will determine what my weight is. So we're talking about mass. And distance is simply talking about length. Distance is length. And then volume is how much space something takes up. Okay, so what is the system based on? What is the SI or metric system based on? is based on multiples of 10. That's very important, okay? If you understand that, that's based on multiple 10, it is a really easy system because of the fact that it's based on 10. Okay, the units. What are my units? The units are meter. What do you think meter is going to measure? It's going to measure mass, distance, or volume. Which one do you think it's going to measure? That's right. Exactly. Length or distance. Exactly. And then grams. What do you think grams are going to measure? Which one? I heard somebody say mass. Very good. Mass. Okay. And then liters is going to measure, of course, volumes. That's the last one. Okay. So volume, how much space something takes up. And then the next one is Kelvin. Now, Kelvin is part of the metric system, but we don't really talk about Kelvin because scientists use Celsius and not Kelvin. Okay, even though Kelvin is part of the metric system. And then you know seconds, so we're not even going to talk about that one, but we're going to use it throughout the year, but I don't have to teach you about seconds. Okay, so this is a system that we want you to learn and use while you're in the science class. Okay? I'm going to give you some more notes. I don't want to erase this. Oh, I can erase it now because I'm recording it. Okay, so I'm going to give you some more notes. We're not quite done with notes. We're almost done. Okay. I'm going to erase this. And hopefully you had a chance to write that down by now. If not, you can always just rewind the video. Okay, so the next thing is, so those are some of the notes. We're almost done with notes, but not quite yet. It says, how do we describe? So the next place note is, how do we describe the units? Okay. Okay, so the way we describe the units. Okay, so I told you what the units were. And how do we describe them? We describe them by using prefixes. It's very important you understand that. Okay, by using prefixes. And the prefixes are kilo, hecto, kilo, hecto, deca. Let me just underline this with some color. These are the prefixes. Kilo, hecto, deca. And then we have deci, centi, SCE, and then milli. Okay, those are the prefixes. Now, I want to make this very clear. Deca and deci, these are not the same. And the way you're going to be able to tell how they're different, when we use deca, deca is going to always have a D and a K together. Sometimes some books have a D and C, but typically you'll see a D and K. So deca is D and K. Deci is written with just the D. So just the D for deci, and D and a K or D and a C is always going to be for deca. Okay. Typically you're going to see DK. So that's how we determine if we're using deci or deca. Okay. Now, you guys already know how to calculate or how to measure with the imperial system. The imperial system is the English system. The imperial system that's the system that we use here in America, right? That's the English system. So you already know how to use this one. So we're trying to teach you how to use metrics, okay? So in imperial system, you know that if I were to ask you, what is my height in inches if I'm 5'4"? If I'm 5 feet 4 inches. I'm sorry, 5 feet 4 inches. Okay, take a moment right now and calculate what my height will be in inches. Can you do that for me? I'll give you a second to do that. Okay, I heard somebody say the answer. How'd you get that? Oh, okay. So the answer is 64 inches. And how'd you get that? Somebody tell me how you got it. That's right. That's right. You simply took 5 feet times 12, because we know there's 12 inches in the foot, right? And then you said that's 60. 60 plus 4 more inches equals 64 inches. That's absolutely right. Good job. Good job. So 64 inches. Good. But that's the imperial system. Okay? We want you to understand how to use the metric system because you're in science class, okay? And that's what we use. We use metric system. So how would I figure out if my height is 1.54 centimeters? How tall am I in meters? If I'm 1.54 centimeters, how tall am I in meters? How many of you guys know the answer? What? Nobody? One person. Okay, good. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. That one person. Okay, good. I'm going to teach you how to go from here to here. How do I know my answer from here to here? Okay, so that's our whole goal day, teach you how to do this, okay? So I'm going to erase this. And I'm going to show you some posters here. I like posters. Okay, so the first poster I'm going to show you is, I'm going to erase this. Hopefully you wrote that down already. Wrote that down already? Let me check all my notes written down. Yep, okay, good. You wrote it down, good. Okay, I'm going to erase this then. Okay, so then, we said that we have prefixes, right? What does a prefix do? Make sure I'm still recording. Okay, what does a prefix do for a word? It changes it somehow, right? So if I had the prefix soccer ball, ping pong ball, see that? Tennis ball, basketball. What happens to the size of my ball? It gets bigger or smaller, right? Depending on my prefix. Well, guess what, guys? There's no difference. There's no difference when we talk about the prefixes in the metric system. That's right. So kilo, hecto, and deca, these make my unit bigger. These are bigger. Deci, centi, and milli are smaller than my unit. Okay? So depending on which prefix I use, it will determine the size of my unit. That makes sense? Let me see. Depending on the prefix I use will determine the size of my unit. Okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'll give you another piece of information that's very important. You write this down, okay? I should put in pink. No, you can't see pink, I don't think. Okay, anyway, so the prefix, write this down, please. Hey, what are you doing over there? You be good. You be good. Hello, I'm over here working. Okay, good. Okay. I was pretending like you guys were off task, but I know you are on task, right? You're focusing. Okay. The prefix can never be by itself. That's very important. So I can never have kilo all by itself. It doesn't happen that way. I can't have hecto by itself. It doesn't mean anything. I can't have deca by itself, or deci, or centi, or milli. I can't have them by itself. They have to always be accompanied by a unit, okay? So the prefix can never be by itself, okay? Now, moving on. It's very important. Okay. If it has a prefix and if it has more than one, I'm writing it big so you get to just write it down. More than one, see that word right? One letter, then that means what? Then that means it has a prefix and a unit. Then it has a prefix and a unit. Okay, it's very important to understand that, okay? So the prefix can never be by itself. That's very important. And if it has more than one letter, then it has a prefix and a unit. What do I mean by that? That means when I am abbreviating, okay, my symbol. So if I have it like this, if I have a CM, it has more than one letter, which means that I have a prefix and a unit. That makes sense? So let's practice right now. Okay, I want you to get this down. Write this down yet? I need to take a second to write it down. I'm going too fast, I know. I'll slow down. Notes are important. I'm slowing down so you can write it down. If it has more than one letter, then it has a prefix and a unit. So that was my example there. I'm going to erase my example so you don't get confused. Okay, I'm erasing now. Okay, so you got that. Are you guys following? What's so nice about this, guys, you can just go back and rewind the video anytime you need to. It's there for you, okay? So, if you look here, I'm going to put some examples on the board, and you tell me, I want you to say it loud so I can hear you. I want you to tell me if it is a unit, if it is a prefix and a unit or just unit. So you're going to say either prefix, or you're going to say prefix and unit. So here we go. So if I have, wait a minute, don't answer yet. I'm going to put down some examples. I'm going to point to them. I need some more chalk. I know you guys probably don't know what chalk is these days, right? What else should I use? Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Okay, so if you look here, I want you to tell me, you're either going to say prefix and unit, or just going to say prefix. Say prefix and unit, or just prefix. Okay, here we go. What's that one? I can't hear you. Oh, it's being recorded. That's why you can't hear me. Say it again. Okay, that's right. Prefix and unit. This is a prefix. This is unit. Now wait a minute. Is this deca or deci? You should know that's deca because it has a DK next to it. Okay. So this is going to be prefix and unit. That's right. Unit. No, that's wrong. I was just kidding. Okay. Prefix and unit. That's right. Unit. That's right. Unit. What's that? Prefix and unit. Unit. Prefix and unit. Prefix and unit. Remember, if it has more than one letter, it has a prefix and a unit. Prefix and unit. 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 Prefix and unit. Prefix and unit. I can't hear you. Oh. Unit. Prefix and unit. Okay, good. So hopefully you understand that. So this is how we determine if we're talking only about the unit or we're talking about the prefix and unit. If it has more than one letter, that means it has, if it has more than one letter, that'll be a prefix and a unit. If it only has one letter, that means it's only the unit. Okay? Important that you understand that. Okay, now, so what's next? We got that part. So what does this all mean then? Well, let me show you another board here. I have a board. I'm not going to rewrite this part here. I think that's too much to rewrite. I'm trying to, I don't want this video to be too long. So if you look here, oh, I got it. I'll put this right here in my table. This might work just fine right here. Okay. Okay, so if you look right here, I think this is going to cover. Oh, I think you'll get to see it. Okay, good. It's the same size. Just about. Okay. All right, good. So I have, this came off a little bit. Okay. So, okay, so here we go. Sorry about that. My marker, when I was carrying it, I must have. Okay, so let me see if you can see that board, okay? There's a little glare on it, but it's okay. All right, let me see, turn the light on. That'll help. I'll turn the light on. Let me see, turn this light off. That help? I think like other way. Okay. A little glare, but you can still see it. Okay. So anyway, if you look here, this right here is our saying. We have we have a little silly saying to help you remember the order of the prefixes. Okay. So it goes King Henry died Monday drinking chocolate milk. Okay, so this saying is supposed to help you remember. So king goes for kilo, king. Hecto goes for Henry, hecto. Deca goes for died. Monday is for meter. See the M, meter, and these are the units. So this M could really stand for either liter or gram as well. So this is for the unit. And then D is deci, drinking is deci, chocolate, centi, and milk is milli. Okay, so we use this to help us understand the order of the prefixes. Okay, I think I showed this to you already. Did I show this already? I think I did. So these are our prefixes. I think I showed that already, right? This makes it kilo. I think I did already. Okay, good. I don't remember. Okay, now I think I did. Anyway, we're moving on. So the first thing you need to know is, well, how do I do it? Okay. So remember I said to you earlier today, I said, what is my height? Okay. I said, what is my height if I am 1.54 centimeters? That's a point there. What is my height in meters? Well, how do I get from here to here? Well, I understand this is here. I understand this is here, but how do I use this? I don't get how this work. Well, I'm going to show you. So if you look here, you're going to see that I have some rules. Here are my rules. Okay, if you follow these rules, I'm going to give you a minute to write these down. And make sure you can see them. You need these rules, okay? These rules are very important. Wait a minute, can I get this thing? Don't move. Let me see if I can see it. Oh, I can't see all the rules. Okay. Let me just make that. Wait a minute, I'll just put that right on my board if I can just somehow. Wait a minute. I gotta save it. Let me try it again. I have tape. I'll just tape it to my board. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna write down these rules. I don't see you writing. Hey, what are you doing over there? Are you writing it down? Okay, good. Write this down. Okay. Okay, so the first rule is locate the decimal. So if I'm looking at my problem here, I'm gonna rewrite the problem so you can see it. If I'm looking at my problem here, where's my, Oh, I just used this. Oop. I'm sorry, you write those rules down, all right? Okay, let me put that back up there. Okay, so if I rewrite the problem. Problem is 1.54 centimeters. And I'm trying to go to meters. Hopefully you can still see that. I'm just gonna double check. Okay, good, you can. Okay, so I'm making this one a little darker. Okay, so the first rule is, it says locate the decimal. Where's my decimal? It's right here. See that? I'm gonna locate that decimal. If it does not have a decimal, you add it to the right of the last number. Well, it has one, so I don't need to add one here, okay? So it has one, so I don't add another one. Then I determine direction of movement. Well, how do I know which way to move? Okay, well, I'm starting at centimeters, and we know this is a prefix and a unit together. So which one am I going to start on? Let's see. Centimeters is right here. So I'm going to go from centimeters to meters. Ooh. I'm going from centimeters to meters. How do I know that that is meters? How do I know that? I know that because it only has one letter. Okay, so I'm going from centimeters to meters. Well, we have to, then it says determine direction of movement. With centimeters on this side and meters I know is in the middle, I'm gonna move in a second. And it says count the steps and carry the decimal. So here we go. Here we go. So I'm starting at centimeter, right? And I'm going to meters. So I'm moving over how many times? I go 1, 2. Move over 2 times. How many of you guys do that? So my decimal is going to go, you see, watch it and go 1, 2. And I leave it there. So wherever there is a loop, every loop has to have a number. If it doesn't have one, what number am I going to add? That's right. I'm going to add 0. Very good. So I'm going to put, my answer here is 1.0154 meters. You see that? See how easy that is? How many of you guys do that already? Okay, good. So let's do another example. Let's do a couple more examples. So let's do a couple more examples. Okay. So, oh, did you guys get a chance to copy this down? Copy the rules down? I think I'm going to leave them up here for you. You can copy them down, okay? Let me see if you can still see those rules. Okay, good. So let's do another example for you. Okay, so this one I'm going to do, and I'm going to go, always use, let's use a different unit this time. Let's use milligrams. Oh, I didn't want to tell you the answer. mg going to kg. Okay, now, who can tell me, am I talking about milli or am I talking about meter? Which one am I talking about? Milli or meter? Well, we know if it has more than one letter, it has a prefix and a unit. So this has prefix unit. This is more unit. So my prefix happens to be milli. Now, why did I say prefix and unit? What am I measuring in this example? Am I measuring distance? Am I measuring volume or am I measuring mass? I'm measuring mass. So that means that I am using grams right now for my example, right? So milligram is my unit, is my prefix that is changing the size of my gram. So I'm going to go from milligram to kilogram. Oh, where's kilogram? Where is that kilogram? Oh, you're hiding. He's hiding from us. Okay, the kilogram there. There you go. So here it is. So we're going to start here. We go, oh, let's look at the rules first. Almost forgot. Got to follow the rules. Rule number 1 is what? Locate decimal. It doesn't have one, Miss Pennix. I don't see a decimal. Okay, well, we got to do what then? If no decimal, add to the right of the last number. So there's my decimal. I'm adding them. Then rule number 3 is Determine direction of movement. Well, I'm starting here at milli, and I'm trying to go to kilo. So I'm going to move from left to right. Then I count the steps and carry the decimal. So let me count those steps. Let me count them. I'm starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. I move it over 6 times. Yes, you cannot forget this. You can't skip it over that, okay? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I move decimal 6 times in the direction that I'm moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And every loop has to have a number. So what my answer becomes, it becomes 0, 0, 0, 0, 7, 9. And the point goes there. I leave it wherever I stopped. Kilograms. All right. I want to do one more example. Can I do one more? Just to make sure you got it. One more example. How many of you guys feel like you're getting it? I can't believe you say you're not getting it over there. Yeah, you do. You're getting it. You're understanding it. I can tell you're getting it. Yes, you are. Yeah. Yes, you have an assignment to do. Everyone wants to know. Okay, so here we go. So one more example I'm going to do. Let's make this number, I don't know. That's a 1, by the way. That's a 2. Okay, so 5.82 to 1. Which one is this? Is this decaliters or deciliters? Which one am I talking about? I'm talking about deci or deca. That's right. You're absolutely right. It is deca. Decaliters. Okay, good. And then I'm going to deciliters. Okay, liters. So I'm measuring volume this time. This time I'm looking at volume. Okay, so let's see what time I'm going to move it. Oh. Follow the rules. If you follow the rules, you never mess up. Never, ever. Locate decimal. There we go. If no decimal, add to the right last number. Well, it has one, so I'm skipping that step. Determine direction of movement. I'm starting here, and I'm going here, so I'm moving to the right. Count the steps and carry the decimal. Let's count the steps. Okay, here we go. I'm starting here, I'm going here. So I go 1, 2. I'm moving over 2 times, everybody. 1, 2. So my answer becomes 582.1 deciliters. Okay, that was a lot today, I know, but I don't give notes very often. When I give them, that means they're very important. One more thing I want to say is this right here is a meter stick. It's 1 meter. See? My meter, my height is 1.5 centimeters. So I'm about 1, see that? And a half of these, okay? So any questions? Of course, we're going to have a chance for you to talk to me, ask me questions about this. But the video is designed to help you. The video is designed to help you to do well without needing my my help. Okay? Well, good luck. We'll see you soon.